Okay, good. Hi, buenas and half a day. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our resolution presentations. On today's agenda, we have several resolutions that we'd like to present today. The first one is resolution number 174-36, which is to recognize National Recovery Month. The second resolution is resolution number 173-36, which is our Head Start Program Awareness Month. And the third resolution is resolution number 186-36, which is National Principals Month. And then we have several certificates that we'd like to hand out. Certificate 36-36 LS, which is in recognition of World Humanitarian Day 2021. And certificate number 40-36 LS, which is our recognition of National Principals Month of 2021. So we're doing a resolution for our principals, but we also have individual certificates for all of you. Just to show our appreciation for all that you do for our island and our children. And at this time, I'd like to thank Senator Shelton for joining me today, Senator Joanne Brown, Senator Tello Taidagui. Okay, and I think that's all. Okay, so we will start with our first resolution. Do we have any representatives from our Lighthouse, Salvation Army Lighthouse and Oasis? Let me see. There's Athena. I see Athena. Hi, Athena. Thank you for joining us. And then we have Mona McManus from Oasis. Hi, thank you. And then, do we have anyone from our Lighthouse and Salvation Army?
I'm here, Senator Valerie Regis.
Oh, there you are. Okay, hi, Valerie. There's 3 different panels of attendees here. Okay, so we're going to do the first one is the National Recovery Month. Okay, all right. Resolution number 174-36, relative to recognizing the Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center, New Beginnings, Oasis Empowerment Center, and the Salvation Army Lighthouse Recovery Center on the occasion of National Recovery Month during the month of September 2021, and commending them for their efforts in providing help and care for people suffering from substance abuse. Be it resolved by the Committee on Rules of Iminay 36 Nalasatur and Guahan, whereas in September 1989, the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration designated the month of September as National Recovery Month to create awareness of mental health and substance abuse. And whereas during this month, the community is encouraged to recognize the struggles that people with addiction face daily and all their efforts to recover from the illness, and the millions of lives that have been changed through their recovery from substance abuse. And whereas in June 2020, the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration announced that they will retire from handling National Recovery Month, and it will now be handled by Faces and Voices of Recovery. And whereas 60.2% of people in the United States aged 12 years and older currently abuse drugs and alcohol, 139.8 million people in the United States aged 12 years and older drink alcohol, and 10.6% of them have an alcohol use disorder. 31.9 million people in the United States use illegal drugs, and 25.4% have a drug disorder. Whereas the Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center estimates that 20% of the island's population suffer from substance abuse and substance use disorder, and only 5% of that number gets treatment for the disorder. The Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center states that peer support is one of the most effective practices in substance use disorder, in treatment and recovery services, and it improves a patient's quality of life and increases motivation and engagement during treatment. The Salvation Army Lighthouse Recovery Center opened in 1999, and it has been committed to helping individuals with substance abuse disorders by providing a drug-free environment for them.
Whereas the Salvation Army Lighthouse Recovery Center's mission statement is the Salvation Army Lighthouse Recovery Center is committed to helping individuals with substance use and co-occurring disorders by providing a drug-free and supportive living and learning environment, encouraging spiritual growth and strengthening life skills necessary in their transition to achieving a purpose-driven and higher quality of life. And whereas the Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center New Beginnings program helps people who are struggling with drug abuse with intensive therapy, education, many group sessions, continued care, and family involvement. The Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center's mission is to provide culturally respectful, quality behavioral health services that support and strengthen the well-being of the person served, their families, and the community in a safe environment. The Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center's vision is we envision a healthy island committed to promoting and improving the behavioral health and well-being of our community. And the Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center averages about 40 to 45 individuals that seek treatment each month and has an active caseload of about 140 patients per month. And the Oasis Empowerment Center provides drug and alcohol recovery treatment, case management, and counseling for individuals struggling with substance abuse while incorporating religious faith into their programs. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Committee on Rules of Imina Trentaisaturn Guahan, does hereby, on behalf of the people of Guam and Elehestaturan Guahan, recognize the Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center, New Beginnings, the Oasis Empowerment Center, and the Salvation Army Lighthouse Recovery Center on the occasion of National Recovery Month during the month of September 2021, and commend them for their efforts in providing help and care for people suffering from substance abuse. And be it further resolved that the Speaker and the Chairperson of the Committee on Rules certify, and the Legislative Secretary attests to the adoption hereof, and that copies of the same be thereafter transmitted to Teresa C. Areola, Director of the Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center, to Mona McManus, Oasis Empowerment Center Executive Director, to Valerie Regis, Salvation Army Lighthouse Recovery Center Director, and to the Honorable Lourdes A. Leon Guerrero, Imagahagan Guahan.
Right, so thank you very much for all that you guys do. This is a copy of the resolution that you will be receiving. And so we really appreciate all your work. I'd like to welcome Director Areola from Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness. Thank you for being here. I'd like to acknowledge all the work that you've done. And I'd also at this time want to invite you to speak a little bit about recovery and the work that you've done throughout the years, how you've dedicated your life to this service. So perhaps we can start with the director and then we can go down the line with Oasis and then Valerie with Lighthouse. Director Areola?
Thank you so much. Thank you. Can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Yes, we can.
I am in my car,
Yeah.
but that's the wonderful thing about technology. We can continue to work no matter where we're at. And so, first of all, thank you, Senator Telena Nelson, for recognizing Recovery Month, September Recovery Month. I know everybody was busy in September, so we're in October, but still very worthwhile effort to recognize all the work that is done in the recovery community. I know that you've recognized Lighthouse Recovery and Oasis, but I also like to give a big shout out to Sanctuary Incorporated, who does recovery, residential recovery and outpatient services for our teens. And you know, the whole premise is that we take care of them young. We do prevention work, treatment work when they're young so that there's not too many adults that we need to assist. I also would like to recognize in the recovery community, we could not do this without the efforts and the work of TOGI. TOGI Incorporated is the peer organization, and we could not do what we do. Athena and the New Beginnings team could not do what they do without TOGI's partnership. So I would be remiss if I did not recognize them as well. Again, Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center is your state mental health and substance use authority. We are here to serve you, the people of Guam, and we're doing our best. And I'm proud to announce that more and more things are coming on the line with the great support of Governor Liu and Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio and this administration. I have not been told yet no when I ask. And so, and some people might have mentioned that I'm very bullish and very forward, but I'm telling you, asking is free And I know the need of the community out there for recovery and for more services. So our governor, being a healthcare provider herself by profession, she is so supportive, and I just can't thank this administration enough for their support. Look forward to, we have a new detox unit that opened this summer. It's another addition to the array of services that Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center offers. And so that's for medically treated, carefully monitored detoxing of those who qualify for the program. And I'm proud to say, since its recent opening, we've thus far treated five individuals. And so we look forward to more individuals qualifying and taking part in that program. Of course, additional beds is always a need for residential. I look forward to opening and renovating the cottage home, so there will be more beds for residential treatment, 30 more beds. And so that's very exciting, because the more people we can help into the road to recovery, the better. And so, and last but not least, New Beginnings is going to have a deserved home. We've been renting and we're busting out in the seams. And so I'm so happy to know that the front office has identified the funding from DOI, and that we have identified funding. And I will be speaking to the director of DPW and get this construction going, because we need a dedicated home for New Beginnings. We need to stop renting and really put our resources where it's needed. And so New Beginnings will have its new home hopefully by next year or a year and a half from now. And so I can't stop thanking you. I know, Senator Telena, you're very supportive of the efforts in recovery. So thank you very much. And thank you for recognizing September as Recovery Month. I look forward to all the senators, because I don't think there's a senator out there that that has not shown their support for recovery and for helping our people get into the road of healthy living. And so I thank all the 36 Guam legislature and all the senators in this call, and for all the help that they've given Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center. So thank you very much, everybody. And thank you to our partners, because we just can't do it alone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Director Areola. And now I'll call on Mona. Are you here? There you are.
Yes, Hafade. Hafade, everyone. Thank you so much, Senator Telena Nelson, as well as Senator Amanda Shelton. Thank you so much. I also want to thank our director over at Guam Behavioral, Teresa Areola, as well as the other stakeholders and partners, Lighthouse and New Beginnings. Just wanted to say also just that, we couldn't do it without partnering with each other. As a whole, we serve a large community, extended as well with the families. And so, I do appreciate this, and as well as just thanking, of course, our service providers, our counselors, our case management, case managers. There's just so much that goes in, as a whole, even to the wee hours of the night. And, and it blesses our hearts. And I know it blesses as well, Lighthouse as well as New Beginnings and Togi and Guam Behavioral. This is like a 24-hour ordeal, and it's hard to work. It's hard work, but it's hard work. And so, we're just blessed by this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mona. And thank you for all that you do on your end. And so now we'll ask Miss Valerie from Lighthouse if she can, give us a couple of words and perhaps some comments on the work that you've been doing throughout the years.
Thank you, senators, for recognizing September as Recovery Month. When a person is in recovery, it's a very wonderful thing to celebrate, not only for them, but for their family members. And I'd like to say that if a person is actively using, that's our responsibility to suit up and show up, be there so that when they're ready, we're armed and ready. And in order for us to remain armed and ready, we need funding, we need assistance. And I often say this, that when in active addiction or active use, isolation is part of the whole thing. And in treatment, we don't isolate anymore. So Ms. Mona was right, and Senator Therese was right when saying we need each other, because we can't do it all alone. And I do want to just end it with the fact that treatment is very effective and recovery is very possible for those who want it. Thank you again, senators, and all the partners out there.
Thank you, Valerie. And I saw Athena earlier, and I know she's the program manager for New Beginnings, right? And I think Togi also falls under you guys, and they play a very important role in the recovery in addiction. So would you please just share a couple words with us? Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon, Senator Nelson, Senator Shelton. Thank you for recognizing the month. I know our clients, we recognize it with them every month, but September is pretty special to our programs. It was just that one month in the year where we all basically just pull together and hang out, and it's the best feeling ever to hang out with a whole, like 100 people who really worked hard for their recovery. So, we've all had to hang out virtually, but we appreciate you recognizing that. I just want to recognize all the workers that just do so much, our peer specialists, our counselors, our psych techs. They're just, they have the passion for the job, and we appreciate everything that they do. And that's part of Recovery Month too, is just appreciating what they do on a daily basis. So thank you.
Thank you, Athena. Thank you for all the work that you've been doing throughout the years. At this time, I'd now like to invite my colleagues if they'd like to say a few words. Senator Brown, we can start with you. Is she still here?
Thank you very much, Senator Nelson. I don't have much to add, just to congratulate everyone. I'm sure that every opportunity to help those in our community that are in need, certainly of getting their lives in a very positive track, is a good thing for all of us. So certainly thank you for your support in the resolution and all the organizations that continue to move this process forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Senator Brown. Senator Tydegui?
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I too congratulate everyone here. I really like what you said, Athena. It made a lot of sense where you recognize this every single month. That's a good saying, and it's true. You all are a beacon of hope for all families. I don't know one family who's not been affected by any type of abuse, whether it's done with drugs or violence, or alcohol. We've all been touched with something like this. And when I was asked to be a co-sponsor of this resolution, of course, I jumped right onto it, knowing the importance of it and how we need to show you, those out there really hitting the pavement, doing the hard work, to show you that we support you. And we're here to not only recognize you, but having our doors open. If you ever need anything else, I know there's a lot of things you can use to help move your agenda through. My door's open, so please feel free. And congratulations to each of you. And every day we recognize the hard work you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Tydegui. Senator Shelton?
Thank you very much, Senator Nelson, and thank you to all of our partners here on the call who are helping to assist our community. We really appreciate the work that you're doing every single day and being here throughout the month. I know we don't just recognize you today and this month. It's a special month, but we are very grateful for everything you do throughout the year to make our community stronger, to make our community healthier. And we are forever grateful because we know the work is not easy. It takes a toll on all of you. It takes a lot of heart. And we appreciate all that you give to everyone in our community. Siduos Masi. And you're in our continued thoughts and prayers in the work that you do every day.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator Shelton. And thank you, all of you, once again, for the outstanding and amazing work that you've done, the sacrifices that you've made, really to help those that are looking to get better and that are seeking help. And so really, you know, that your work is a true blessing. And we are very grateful that you have chosen this field to help everyone in our community, to help some of our family members who are struggling with this. So thank you very much. Okay, and we will make sure that you guys get this, all of you. And we would like to, in the future, near future, we'd like to also send some certificates over for our representatives at Togi to show them our appreciation. So we will be doing that as well. So thank you very much, you guys. All right.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Our next resolution we are going to do is resolution number 173-36, relative in recognizing the staff of the Guam Head Start Program on the celebration of Head Start Program Awareness Month during the month of October 2021, and commending them for promoting the school readiness of preschool children and their families. Be it resolved by the Committee on Rules of Iminay Trantaysay's Nalasatur Guahan, whereas in 1964, President Lyndon B. Johnson declared a war on poverty and enacted the Economic Opportunity Act, which had created many programs, including Project Head Start, to provide comprehensive health, nutrition, and educational opportunities for children and families across the United States. And whereas in the summer of 1965, Project Head Start launched its service for more than 560,000 children and families across America in an 8-week summer program through the Head Start Child Development Centers through the United States. And whereas on October 22nd, 1982, President Ronald Reagan proclaimed October as Head Start Awareness Month, in which he described the program as a quality program that truly provides young children with a head start in life. And whereas the Head Start program supports children's growth and development in a positive learning environment through comprehensive program services in the areas of education, child development, health and family, and community engagement. And whereas since its inception, Head Start has served more than 37 million children from birth to age 5 and their families nationwide, and in Guam's Head Start program, they have approximately 600 students per year. Whereas Head Start encompasses 2 main programs, the Head Start preschool program, which primarily serves children who are 3 and 4 years of age, and the early Head Start program, which is dedicated to infants, toddlers, and pregnant women.
And whereas the vision of Guam's Head Start program has been to ensure that all children and their families receive quality, comprehensive services respectful of diversity, which empowers them to achieve life goals and become stronger advocates for their families. And as part of their vision, the Head Start program prepares children and families for success, promotes increased social competency and self-sufficiency, and provides support and services to families. And despite the challenges that children and their families face, the Head Start staff across the nation provide a consistent, caring, and stimulating environment to meet the educational and developmental needs of children and their families. And now therefore be it resolved that the Committee on Rules of Iminay Trantaysay's Legislature Guahan does hereby, on behalf of the Legislature Guahan and the people of Guam, recognize the staff of the Guam Head Start program on the celebration of Head Start Program Awareness Month during the month of October 2021, and commend them for promoting the school readiness of preschool children and their families. And be it further resolved that the Speaker and the Chairperson of the Committee on Rules certify, and the Legislative Secretary attest to the adoption hereof, and that copies of the same be thereafter transmitted to the Guam Department of Education Head Start Program and to the Honorable Lourdes A. Leon Guerrero y Magahagan Guahan.
Okay, and here's a copy of the resolution that our Head Start program will be receiving. Thank you very much, Ms. Schroeder. Ms. Schroeder, would you like to say a couple words, and perhaps if there's anyone here as well, would like to say a couple words on our Head Start program?
Sure. I want to thank everybody for the resolution. We're kind of excited about it. Head Start's been here for 56 years, so we kind of been around fairly long. I'd like to thank everybody on behalf of my staff who truly are dedicated to providing services to our families and to our children. In addition, we have a lot of community partners, so we're very familiar with most of the agencies that assist families and on the island. So on that, we will continue as always to move forward. I also want to thank DOE. DOE has been our grantee since 1975. And their support of our families and our children have been very significant. And we really appreciate all the principals who are also here because they're the sites where all our classrooms are. But again, Head Start keeps changing. We're doing a lot of Zoom. And fortunately or unfortunately, Head Start Awareness Month is full of Zoom activities, both training for our parents, self-care on Saturdays, and numerous other events that we've scheduled to encourage families and community to work together toward school readiness and, as you said, advocacy for families on our island. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Schroeder, for all that you do. And forgive me, we have our superintendent, Mr. John Fernandez from Guam Department of Education. Perhaps you can say a couple words, Mr. Superintendent.
Sure. Thank you, senators, for taking the time today to recognize our Head Start division and our teachers and staff. And of course, because Head Start is so parent intensive, really recognizing the parents for their participation and contributions as well on behalf of their children. Unfortunately, I mean, we do appreciate the virtual opportunity, but unfortunately, this is the time of year where we see all, with all these Head Start events, you see the little Head Start students running around and, of course, maybe not reminding us of when we were that age, but certainly, we miss that joy and we miss the wonder and curiosity of our little ones. And I think we really have grown to appreciate that, not being able to have our kids back face to face. So we do want our kids back, especially, our Head Start kids, because as we talk about learning loss, Head Start is actually where we try to give our kids that Head Start, an accelerated opportunity to be ready for school. So it's important that we have our Head Start program as part of our public education system here on Guam. And it's important that we get our Head Start kids back. And of course, thank our Head Start division and staff for all that they do to support our children. So congratulations and Biba to Head Start.
Biba. All right, and now I will invite my colleagues to say a couple words if they'd like to. Senator Taitagui.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I don't have very much to say other than I so appreciate the hard work that you do to start off our next generation as they move up and doing everything you can to assist them in learning, definitely during these difficult times. You guys are, all the teachers, the principals as well who are here are going beyond their call of duty and moving in a direction I think may be the new norm, and appreciate all that you're doing to adjust to this and all the hard work. So like the superintendent said, Biba Head Start, Biba.
Right, and Senator Brown.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Again, congratulations to everyone. I think we've all seen the benefits of the Head Start program. I myself, many years ago, was one of those Head Start students, and I think we see the advantages it brings to young children to not only start having the sense of enjoying going to school, but also the sense of learning, and that learning can be a very fun thing. And I think it sets a good foundation for the rest of their educational opportunities in their life. And I think that's something we all want to see for all our children in our community. So thank you to everyone that's participating and everyone who has contributed to this process, and all our teachers out there that make a difference every day in all that they do. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator Brown. Legislative Secretary, Senator Shelton.
Thank you very much, Senator Nelson, and thank you to Ms. Schroeder and Superintendent Fernandez and to your teams for all of the work that you continue to do during this time, especially, and continuing to teach our children and keep them safe in the schools. We really appreciate all that you're doing throughout the pandemic, and this work that we know is very difficult, and we recognize you for all of that you do. And Superintendent, you said it about seeing all the children run around at this time. I think the Head Start activities were one of my favorites to attend, and have the children jumping on you and sitting on your lap and smiling and playing all day long with their parents. I thought that was a great activity to see their involvement. So we're so thankful to the parents and this great program that brings families together and makes them involved in the education process and everything that you're doing at the Department of Education. So Situas Masi for your work, and Viva Head Start.
All right, thank you very much to the Head Start program. Mrs. Schroeder, thank you for all of your work, and of course your team. Really, Head Start is a very important program for us, as you know, the formative years. And so we are very grateful. We have a lot of younger godchildren that we're trying to get into the Head Start program too, because we know that this is going to benefit them for the years to come. So amazing work that all of you do over there. So thank you very much. And thank you, Mr. Superintendent, for being a continued advocate for our education of our children. Thank you very much, everyone. And so now we will move into we will move into noticing and recognizing the hard work our school principals do. And this is resolution number 186-36, which is relative to recognizing Guam School Principals for their dedication and leadership to the students, parents, staff, and community partners on Guam, and congratulating and honoring all principals for their contributions to the school and students on the celebration of National Principals Month during the month of October 2021. Be it resolved by the Committee on Rules of Imanay Trentay Sais Nalasatur Guahan, whereas in 1936, the hardworking, intelligent men and women of Guam's Department of Education, in honor of the first president of the United States and its territories, Guam constructed and dedicated a school and named the educational institution George Washington. When the high school first opened its doors, Mrs. Agata Iglesias Johnston, a prominent Chamorro educator, became the first presiding principal of George Washington High School. And many more strong and diligent individuals followed suit to become the leaders of the various educational institutions on the island of Guam. Whereas the National Association of Secondary School Principals and the National Association of Elementary School Principals have declared the month of October as National Principals Month to acknowledge each vision and mission through dedication and determination, that each student's and school success and accomplishment that is achieved came from the thriving force of each principal in ensuring that every child has access to a high-quality education. And amongst the many roles and duties that Guam School Principals hold, they have been principals who were innovative and introduced new curriculums for the betterment of students that promote the success of all students, faculty, and staff by embracing a school culture conducive to student learning and achievement and the professional growth of the faculty and staff. And school principals are educational leaders who nurture, sustain, and advocate for the success of all students and instructional programs by facilitating the development, articulation, implementation, and stewardship of a vision of learning that is shared and supported by the school community. Each principal is responsible for the day-to-day operations of their school, and they are expected to be educational and instructional visionaries, special program administrators, facility managers, budget analysts, public relations experts, counselors, mediators, guardians, mentors, and friends. And whereas school principals are essential and they work diligently to create and provide a meaningful and significant role to their school, the children, the parents, faculty, and staff, and community partners of the school that they present by promoting academic success, ensuring school safety, encouraging positive school environment, and motivating school staff and students. And whereas school principals work collaboratively with teachers, staff, parents, and student and stakeholders, and community partners to create and administer programs and implement clear missions and performance goals that facilitate a positive and enriched school environment, with programs such as the freshman transition programs, focus to career, college prep programs, service learning, school beautification cleanups, coaching and mentoring programs, science and art fairs, and many other outreach programs within the schools for the success and achievement of all our students. And we also recognize the tremendous effort of Guam School Principals when they assist and guide the community with the 8 host schools opening for shelters in times of disasters. The school principals take on the role of shelter manager and remain at the schools to serve the people of Guam in their time of need, rotating shifts as shelter managers to effectively serving the people. School principals provide a safe environment for the various families of Guam who seek shelter in times of storms, and they coordinate the services to ensure that the families are able to leave safely and receive any needed assistance. And whereas during the school closures, the Guam Department of Education school principals, in conjunction with the Guam Education Board, the principals of the Guam Academy Charter Schools, in conjunction with the Guam Charter School Council, the principals of the Catholic schools of the Archdiocese of Agana, the principals of the Independent Schools of Guam, and the principals of the Department of Defense Education Activity navigated through pandemic challenges. School principals have taken on their responsibility of ensuring the safety and well-being of their students, faculty, and staff during the global pandemic caused by COVID-19. They adapted and adjusted accordingly to properly accommodate the evolving climate of the threat that COVID-19 has had on the education system, our health, and the safety of our students. The school principals developed reentry plans under the guidelines set by CDC and DPHSS to ensure the successful and effective operation of Guam schools, and helped with the development of 3 models of learning for distance and in-person learning. School principals undertook efforts in safely reopening the schools, and they developed mitigation efforts and protocols to ensure that COVID-19 cases are identified and contained, and preventative measures were created to ensure the health and safety of our students.
And whereas Guam Department of Education school principals have taken the lead in collaborating with the Guam Education Board, the community, and stakeholders to provide basic life necessities such as feeding school-age children through the grab and grow meal distribution, and they worked with DPHSS to coordinate vaccination outreach at various school sites for students and GDOE employees. And whereas despite enduring through school closures, school principals have been the leaders amongst their faculty and staff to ensure that even while students were not physically on campus, trainings, cleanings, and planning were conducted for the return of Guam students. And whereas the principals of the Guam Academy Charter Schools, who are recognized and commended for school year 2021 to 2022, include Maria Dunn and RG Pamplona, I Learn Academy Charter School, Dr. Juan P. Flores, Career Tech High Academy Charter School, Dr. Judith T. Wanpat, Guahan Academy Charter School, and Jane de Guzman, CIFA Learning Academy Charter School. And whereas the principals of the Guam Department of Education, who are recognized and commended for school year 2021 to 2022, include Janice Chargaloff, Atticao Elementary School, Dr. Jolene Cabrera, Agana Heights Elementary School, Josephine Peril Fontainbuena, Astumbo Elementary School, Karina Y. Paulino, CL Titano Elementary School, Dr. Lisa Cooperners, Carbolito Elementary School, Darlene Castro, Chief Brody Elementary School, Rebecca Duenas, DL Perez Elementary School, Marites Garcia, Finnegadson Elementary School, Annette Solis, Harry S. Truman Elementary School, Michael Perez, Inarajan Elementary School, Elizabeth Hansick, JQ San Miguel Elementary School, Rosemarie Castro, Juan M. Guerrero Elementary School, Geraldine Quijado, LB Johnson Elementary School, Johansson Punanbayan, Liguan Elementary School, Natasha Dela Cruz, MU Lujan Elementary School, Sarah Lee Valencia, Machinano Elementary School, Geraldine Pablo, Marshall Sablan Elementary School, Beverly San Augustine, Maria Ujoa Elementary School, Erica Cepeda, Mauricio Elementary School, Trisha Moylan, Ordot Chalampago Elementary School, Beth Perez, PC Lujan Elementary School, John Wosolowski, Captain HB Price Elementary School, Erwin Manabusin, Talafofo Elementary School, Geraldine Cajado, Tamuning Elementary School, Julie K. Solis, Upi Elementary School, Evangeline Iglesias, Weddingale Elementary School, Dr. Rebecca Perez, Agata Johnson Middle School, Hannah Gutierrez, Astumbo Middle School, Frida Errol, Vicente S.A. Beneventi Middle School, Melissa Moffness, F.B. Leon Guerrero Middle School, Derek Santos, Inarajan Middle School, Marianne T. Lujan, Jose L.G. Rios Middle School, Dwayne Matanonia, Ocean View Middle School, Agnes Guerrero, LP Antalan Middle School, Dr. Asher D. Rosette, JP Torres Success Academy, Dexter Fulo, George Washington High School, Dr. Barbara Adamos, John F. Kennedy High School, Rita Flores, Ukudu High School, Michael G. Meno, Southern High School, Carla Masnayan, Simon Sanchez High School, and Sofia Duenas, Tiedemann High School. And whereas the principals of the Catholic schools of the Archdiocese of Agana, who are recognized and commended for school year 2021 to 2022, include Iris Gaza, Academy of Our Lady of Guam, Marisha Cruz San Nicolas, MD, Notre Dame High School, Ishmael C. Perez, Father Duenas Memorial School, Lisa Baza Cruz, EDD, St. Francis Catholic School and San Vicente Catholic School, Lila M. Lujan, Bishop Baumgartner Memorial Catholic School, Sister Maria Rosario Getty, RSM, MED, Santa Barbara Catholic School, William Sarmiento, Our Lady of Mount Carmel Catholic School, Sister Esperanza H. Seguban, OP, Dominican Catholic School, Sister Eva P. Gamotin, OP, Dominican Child Development Center, Sister Arentia Sepueric, RSM, Infant of Prague Catholic Nursery and Kindergarten, Sister Catherine E. Bromwell, MMB, Maria Artero Catholic Preschool and Kindergarten, and Belen F. Defont, Mercy Heights Catholic Nursery and Kindergarten. And whereas the principals of the independent schools of Guam, who are recognized and commended for school year 2021 to 2022 include Yvonne Inshung, St. Paul Christian School, Michelle Moyer, Providence International Christian Academy, Bertha Ujoa Saladir, Guam Adventist Academy, Dr. Joy Stouffer, Joshua Taylor, and Lawrence Nagansted, Harvest Christian Academy, Bethany Skull, Majesty Christian Academy, Mark Ishmael, Temple Baptist Christian School, Patricia A. Bennett, St. John's School, and whereas the principals of the Department of Defense Education Activity, who are recognized and commended for school year 2021 to 2022 include Dr. Alessi Sturse, Anderson Elementary School, Dr. Willette Horns Barnes, William McCool Elementary and Middle School, and Chad Struz, Guam High School. And now therefore be it resolved that Imina Trentai Nalaha Saturn Guahan does hereby on behalf of the people of Guam recognize Guam school principals for their dedication and leadership to the students, parents, staff, and community partners of Guam, and congratulate and honor all school principals for their contributions to their schools and students on the celebration of National Principals Month during the month of October 2021. And be it further resolved that the Speaker certify and the Legislative Secretary attest to the adoption hereof, and that copies of the same be thereafter transmitted to the principals of the Guam Department of Education, Guam Charter Schools Council, Guam Private Schools, Guam Department of Defense Schools Dodea, and to the Honorable Lourdes A. Leon Guerrero, E. Magahagan Guahan.
Thank you, Acting Vice Speaker Shelton. That was a mouthful. And I see you, I know you guys are super busy. I see all of you trying to multitask and you're on the phone and working. So thank you for taking your time out to attend this. I know it took a big chunk of your time to come here, but we'd like to honor you and acknowledge all the hard work that you've done. And so everyone will be getting all the principals will be getting a certificate of recognition, and it'll be framed so you can hang it up on your wall if you like. And can we just call out on a couple of you guys, perhaps to say something about, the enormous work that you do, or something that you've implemented lately, or if you'd like to ask anything of the legislature, we'd be happy to offer this time now. Okay, I'll call out. Can I call out the first person I see then? I'll call out Mrs. Mofnis. Principal Mofnis.
Good
Hi,
afternoon.
thank you.
Thank you. A lot of what we do every day is for the children. And honestly, this recognition goes to us, all of the principals, because, we do work and support each other. But a lot of what happens at the school is based with our staff. And I can't thank them enough as well, and the teachers who come together and combine our leadership so that we can move forward as a school. So I really do appreciate the work, but thank you so very much for supporting us, and I hope you will continue to support us with our educational needs when it comes time to the needs of our school, right? Our facilities, and supporting the instructional needs for our students. So please continue to support us. We can't ask you enough to continue to support us. Some of our facilities, most especially my school, as well as the others, we're in dire need of that. And so I hope that all of you would consider continuing to support us. And thank you very much for the opportunity for serving our students and DOE. So thank you very much for your support.
Thank you, Principal Mofnis. How about Dr. Lisa Cooper Nurse?
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much. I couldn't have said it better. Just the resolution that was read was just the perfect, well-written description of really what we do. And so I'm honored and I am humbled by today. And I just want to thank you, the legislature, for this resolution and just taking the time out to appreciate all the things that we do as school leaders. And so, again, just thank you very much for everything. And I know that the legislature will continue to support us. Education is an important priority for, I know, the legislature and just the community as a whole. And I know that you will continue to support us and give us the resources and the funding that we need to continue the work that we do. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Cooper Nurse. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? No? Okay. Well, I just want to thank all of you principals for being here today. Mr. Superintendent, thank you very much for your time. Would you like to say anything to our principals?
I would only say, and again, thank you, senators, and really Senator Shelton, that was amazing to go through all of the names. That was amazing. So, but I do want to just add, I think there were certain things that were missing from this year's resolution. And I think I was thinking about contact tracing specialists, building safety inspectors and officers, epidemiologists, contact tracers. I mean, there were so many other duties that I say jokingly, but really seriously. I mean, our principals have had to learn so much and absorb so much to take on, these additional responsibilities during this pandemic. So everything that we do and all the plans that we make are not worth anything unless they can be carried out at the school level. And so I do want to just extend my thanks as well and recognition to all of our principals. We know you are on the very front lines, and there's a lot of pressure to carry out what has to happen for our schools and our students, and each of your schools are different. So it requires you to adapt and to take the lead and to really use the resources that you have to make those adjustments. And so we trust your leadership at the schools, which is why you are there to really take care of our kids. And again, it's not easy during this pandemic for sure. And we know you bear a lot of that demand and pressure on your shoulders. So I want to just join the senators, and on behalf of the management team, I know Deputy Frank Cooper Nurse, as also Deputy Joe Sanchez are both online. Just want to thank you for your efforts. Let me also add online, education specialists and troubleshooters. So I guess we can all go and add all these additional duties, but just to say that you guys are doing an excellent job in the midst of this uncertain, anxious time, and we really count on you to keep our stakeholders calm and let them know that we're working hard to get our kids back to school safely. So si Duas Moasi. And Senator, I also had to I just saw Miss Maria Gutierrez too as well on here from the board. So, but I thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. Yes, I was going to call on our board member, Mrs. Gutierrez, our former chair as well for GDOE. So, Mrs. Gutierrez.
Thank you. I know that those principals are wondering if I'm going to say something, because I think they get to the point that, oh my God, Mrs. G is back. We're going to be hearing from her every day. But I just wanted to share. I know some of my colleagues are not able to make it this afternoon, but I want to congratulate all our GDOE school principals. Thank you, and Sidzus Maasi, for being the champion of GDOE students and the staff. The Guam Education Board joins everyone in celebrating and recognizing your leadership and hard work. And all this month and all through the year is not only in October. Please know that. Please know that you do matter in the education of our DOE students and our staff. You are that leader at the school. And happy Principals Month, and we look forward. You heard the legislature, they're gonna give us what we're asking, right? They won't give us half of what we're asking. They're gonna support us, and Senator Nelson has been very supportive, and Senator Shelton. So we look forward for that. But I just wanna congratulate all of you, and please know that the Guam Education Board haven't forgotten. You will also get your certificates from the Guam Education Board, and on behalf of the iBox, I have some iBox here, Senator, that I would like to have them shout out to their school principals, even though they're just from the high school. So I know that the newly elected Vice Chair, Grace de la Cruz from Simon Sanchez is here. Grace, can you unmute? Thank you, Senator.
Hi, I would also like to congratulate all the principals and thank you for all of your hard work. I also look forward to working as this year's iBox Vice Chair. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Grace. That was very, very good. Very well said. I know it's this is your chance to speak in public. So well done. Now I'd like to call on my colleagues. Senator Brown, is there anything you would like to say?
Just very brief, because certainly I know all of our participants are busy today, but I think we all remember our favorite principals when we were in school and the important role they invested as far as leadership within our school community. So definitely important to recognize all of our principals and our educators that make a difference, make the big difference in our educational system for our children. And we've all been fortunate enough to benefit from that. I've spent 9 years in public school on Guam, from elementary to junior high, back when we had junior high schools. And I certainly have been a beneficiary of that, as many thousands and thousands of our children are. And we look forward to all the students now and those yet to come that will benefit from our educational system on Guam. So congratulations to recognizing all the hard work that all our principals invest in our community and in our students. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator Brown. Senator Titagui?
Thank you, Madam Chair. You know, I see Vanjie Iglesias there, and it's ironic because I used to work with the schools, and the principals in both the private schools and the public schools. I used to do photographs, and now I'm seeing the principals today are the teachers that I went took care of their kids when taking photographs, and now they're becoming the principals, and the principals that I worked with have all retired except Vanjie. I see Vanjie still there. Not that, you know, I mean, she should be there as long as she could. She was an excellent teacher as well as administrator in every aspect, and I think that's the reason why Superintendent Fernandez is keeping you around, Vanjie. But you know, it's so good to see this new generation becoming principals. And during my time working with the schools, one of the things is that many principals' work go unnoticed. And all the heart, the sweat, the tears they put into their work and their job so go unnoticed, because behind the scenes, you know, you see them trying, they don't give up, they go beyond, you know, the time frame at school and take their work home, and it becomes very taxing work, but they get up every morning early before dawn to do it all again, because they know that they set the standards for our children and for the teachers. They set the standards for them to follow, and it's so important. And that's why we're here today, to recognize who you are and give you all the support you need. And I believe too the resolution, and we have to add those two, and I think we might be able to put an amendment before we put it out, Superintendent, with all those other things but it was a great resolution that says many things that I would like to repeat again, but for the sake of time, I just want to thank you with all my heart for everything you're doing, and recognize the sweat and the tears that you put into your schools. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Senator Titagui. I will now call on the Acting Vice Speaker and Legislative Secretary, Senator Shelton.
Thank you very much, Senator Nelson, and thank you to all of the school principals on the call today. It was an honor to read each one of your names. I hope I didn't mess anyone's up too bad. I was really trying hard. And I fondly remember many of my school principals as well, and the impact they had on my life to show their care and their compassion when I was getting in trouble or when I needed a little extra love at school to get sent to the principal's office, and to know that you are caring for each one of your students the best way that you can. And what an impressive job you've done throughout this school year and the last to adapt and to overcome, and really being leaders of your school and for our community. We're so appreciative of it, because you've shown day in and day out that you are showing up and stepping up to lead your schools and the future of our island, to show our children that there is so much to look forward to and hope, and to be an inspiration to them and a good example to that for them to see every single day. So Saduas Masi to you, and thank you to the students who are here too, the IBOGS members and Mrs. Gutierrez and Superintendent. Thank you for being here in support of the principals. Saduas Masi, and we wish you a very successful rest of the school year, a safe school year.
Thank you, Acting Vice Speaker. Yes, honestly, thank you so much for taking your time to be here. I know a lot of these things can be tedious for you, especially when you have so many other tasks that you need to do for the school and for the community. So I won't take any more of your time. But we will be sending over your certificates, and we wanted to try to get as much as we could, remember, of all the work that you've done throughout the years. So now we need to add additional duties that the superintendent mentioned. So thank you for all your hard work, principals. We're very grateful to you and for everything that you've done. And I'd like to acknowledge that iBox was present today, and thank you, our former chair, for ensuring that our students were present as well. All right, so thank you very much, you guys. You have a wonderful day, and God bless you, and treat yourself this month. You've earned it. Bye-bye. Okay, now we will go on to our certificate 36-36 LS, which is in recognition of World Humanitarian Day. And the certificate reads, to honor you during the observance of World Humanitarian Day 2021 and commend you for the commitment and support that you have provided to the people of Guam during the COVID-19 pandemic. The Committee on Rules of Iminay Chantaysay Nalisatuan Guahan herein directs that this official expression of its recognition and commendations be forthwith set on behalf of Ilasatuan Guahan and the people of Guam, signed and sealed in the city of Agotnya on the 24th day of August 2021. And so these are the certificates that we will be sending out to our agencies. We have Customs and Quarantine Agency, GDOE Health Services, GDOE Child Nutrition Program, GIAA Police, Port Authority of Guam, and DPW. So thank you very much, everyone. And Sister Esperanza, hi, thank you for joining us. I wanted to acknowledge you. I didn't see you earlier, forgive me. How are you?
I'm fine, Senator.
Okay, good to see you. Would you like to say a couple words?
Well, I am happy that you are here and helping us, helping the schools, you know, and we acknowledge your hard work also. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. Okay, so thank you very much, all of you, for being here today. We appreciate your time. And we will now conclude the resolution presentation. And God bless you all and the work that you do. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.